All right, folks, this will be our last lists assignment for a while. I'm a little excited for this one. The first time I've done this in Scratch. We're going to make an AI chatbot. Okay, not going to be a great one, but at least it'll be something that's flexible that you could kind of make as powerful or as complicated as you'd like. But let's start off simple, okay? I am actually opening up my sentence generator one because I kind of want to fall back if the user says something that my chatbot understands, I want to respond. But if they don't, I'm going to say, I don't understand. Let's talk about something else, like our depressed dog really hates. So dog, one of those dogs doesn't have a space under it. Dog, there you are, dog. Why does that have dog in there twice? Okay. So yeah, the cat will be my chat bot. You can change to a different sprite, obviously, but it's going to say something random if we don't understand, okay? So I'm going to put that to the side. I'm actually going to hide all these lists, and you don't have to do this part. It's not required, or you can do a simple version of it, but I'm going to uncheck all these because they're not the important thing, okay? And I'm going to put this off to the side so we can't see it for now. And when this sprite's clicked, okay? So this is just a fresh, clean cat. When this sprite is clicked, let's talk, okay? You know what? This will go better in a new project. Sorry. You could put this in my backpack or something if I was in online Scratch, but I don't want to see all this crap in here because it's going to make it harder for you to understand. So let's go new. Okay, I'm got a clean cat. We're going to click on the cat or click the green flag to start talking. And we're going to start chatting them up, okay? So who should talk first? Well, the cat should probably talk first and say, hey, what's your name is a good one, okay? So let's make a variable right off the bat called username. So because there's a cat's name and a username, so let's keep track of what it is. And we're going to set the user's name to the answer, okay? So remember, if we keep asking more things with answer, we're going to lose whatever their previous answers were. So we're going to set username to answer. So we're going to first start off and say, hey, what's your name? And then we're going to say, why, hello. Name. Okay. So hopefully this all seems kind of familiar. I know it might be a while, but I'm Joe. Hello, Joe. And I can say, ask again. So we should just ask, and kind of wait for them to say stuff. What would you like to talk about today? Okay. So there's a whole history of AI chatbots. Alan Turing, one of the fathers of computer science, who broke the Enigma machine during World War II, the German encoding or encryption machine that was making all their messages undecipherable. He talked about the rise of machine intelligence, and that how would we know if a machine was similar to a human, that it was intelligent, and that his answer was that if you put him in a box that you couldn't see, like if you put a human in a box, it suffocates, and if you put a robot in a box, it won't. That was not his answer. But it was if you were chatting with him, like on a text, on a computer, or like through Facebook chat, text typing or something like that. If you were talking to the computer or a human and you couldn't tell the difference, then that's when machines will have arrived. Okay, so ever since then, since computers started becoming more widespread, there's been a contest every year, a Turing test contest, to see who can make the most convincing chatbot and actually fool, not computer scientists, because maybe they know all the trick questions to ask, but fool the average person into thinking that they're talking to a human instead of a machine. Okay, so that would be our ultimate goal, is to make a machine that talks like a person, but not something that's really that easy in Scratch, right? So what would you like to talk about today? So the first thing, can we deal with everything there that's possible for them to talk about? No. There are infinite sentences in the English language, and any sentence that's common, like what is your name, can become uncommon with just one word, right? What is your Viking name? What is your fishing name? What is your ugly name? Like, humans can generate sentences that have never been heard before, and you saw that in our previous sentences. And this is actually one argument for human creativity, that we're not just simple machines, because we can produce novel or new things, not just the iPod or our inventions, but every human can generate a new sentence that's never been uttered before. So we're not just copying our parents. And some people would counter, well, we're copying the rules, which is what computers would do, right? And we just chose a bunch of random words and maybe they're not all random. But anyway, interesting debate that I find fascinating. But so just know that you can't handle every sentence that's ever asked. What you can do is look for certain words at a time, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to warn them. So here's the deal. We need to look at what they type. Okay, so let's run this. My name is Sam. Hello, Sam. What would you like? Let's join this. Let's put their name on there first, right? We need to say, Sam, what would you like to talk about today? Okay. Let's cut that. I'm Control X and double click and Control V. The copy and cut and paste commands all work. Let's maybe put a comma here and a space and a W. There we go. Okay, so let's run this again. Susie. Hello, Susie. Susie, what would you like to talk about today? And before I ask that, let me just go see. If they type in, what is your name, kitty cat? Kit cat, whatever. We can't, what do we do with that? Like, how do we look at the sentence? Like, where would you even begin? This is almost impossible to just do in Scratch, okay? And let me just tell you that, yeah, if we could look in the sentence, in the answer they typed in, and look for a certain word, right? If we saw the word name, okay, oh, hey, name's in there. Maybe they want to know my name, or the word cat's in there. Maybe they want to talk about cats. That's probably as good as we're going to get right now, okay? Obviously, powerful AI machines are going to look at each word and try to put those in categories like we did in the last assignment. Well, what is a question, an interrogative, is a verb, your is possessive pronoun, I guess, and name is a noun, and kit cat, that's gibberish, kit, whatever. They would try to sort all that, but we're not that good, right? We're just going to look for certain keywords. If they say Death Star, we're going to talk about Star Wars. If they say Star Wars, we're going to ask them which was their favorite, anything like that. Okay, that's as good as we're going to get. Now, the problem is when we ask them a question and they type something in, how do we look at those words? There's nothing that will look for a certain word in some text. Okay, not in Scratch. There might be in a different version of Scratch that we could find later. And there's nothing, well, there is something in the list. Check this out. I'm going to call this word list or answer list. Okay, now check this out. Remember, we've used this a couple times. Answer list contains thing. It's not in there. What if the answer list contains the word name? Okay, and it doesn't. But how would I get all the things that they say, every word they say, like if they say, what is your name? How would I get what is your name in there, okay? Now, we could do it with a lot of text processing, okay? We could use letter one of that with some loops and look for spaces to chop up each word and put each word in the list, and we have to grow a word until we get a space. And then when we see a space, we know that's a word and we should add it to the list. That's really complicated, okay? If you can do that right now as a programmer, whip it out, show me that you can turn whatever they give you into a list where each word in the sentence is its own list, and maybe ignore punctuation, or go until you see a period and stop, but ignore other punctuation like commas and stuff like that. If you can do that, I will give you, something like a sucker, a candy bar, whatever I got, because that would show me that you belong in a harder class and that we should go faster for you. The rest of us, okay, we're actually going to do a little cheat. Okay, I'm going to say, before I do anything else, I'm going to say, and we're actually going to put this in a repeat block in a sec. Okay, so we're going to keep asking him questions in a sec. Maybe we're not quite there yet, but please enter each word separately without spaces. Period. To stop. To end a sentence. Okay, and I haven't done this ever before. This is what I was thinking about last night. So let's hit play. What is your name, Bob? Well, Bob, what would you like to talk about? Oh, please enter each word separately without spaces. Bob, and that was kind of fast. They're not going to get it, are they? But let's try it, okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take their words one at a time from them. Words one at a time. And they're going to say, what, enter, is, enter, your, enter, name, enter, and then period. Okay, this is horrible to have to do it this way in Scratch, but it's the easiest way I can think of for beginners. In Python, there's gonna be so many tools that just make it easier, but it's probably better to start with Scratch for beginners. Okay, so we're just looking to see if the thing they type in contains name, but we need to get that whole sentence in a list. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna repeat until. So we're gonna keep asking him. We're gonna keep saying that every time, even though it's kind of annoying. We're going to keep reminding him how to end. And we're not going to ask him that every time, okay? We're going to ask him, what would you like to talk about today? Oh, gosh. This is harder than I thought. We're going to say this now. What would you like to talk about today? And then in here, we're going to keep asking him for their next word, okay? And I think this is going to work. Period to stop, right? So what is your name? We're going to repeat until. If period's to stop, we're going to repeat until the answer, the thing they typed in, equals what? Come on, you know this. Period. Okay, sorry, this is a little disorganized. I've never done it before. But let's try it, okay? And so what we need to do is every time they say something new, we need to put it in the list. So let's see if this works first. Dog. My name's Dog. What would you like to talk about today? Please enter each word separately without spaces. Period to end. So this, oh, that's annoying. We're going to say it once. Once you get the hang of it, it should just work. Okay. So, sorry, I'm just trying to figure it out. Okay. So we're going to keep asking him for questions. Hey, like, type your next word, question mark. This is a sentence. Period. Okay, notice that repeat block stopped glowing and we're done. We're out here now. Okay, this is perfect. Yeah. How do I keep growing that list though? How do I get the list bigger? Well, I'm going to insert the thing they typed or add it to the list, and it looks like it's going to be insert. Okay, so ask them something, let them type in a word, and then insert the thing they just typed, which is answer, at the beginning of the list or the end of the list. Let's do last so it's in order. Not that it matters, but it'll probably look prettier. Okay, so let's run this again. And I'm going to get rid of my reminder block right here. And let's hit play. What's your name, Bob? Okay, and I know how to do this, so I'm going to plug that back in a minute. And let's go do it. Okay, so I'm going to type one word at a time. This is my sentence, no spaces, period is the end, and we're done with the loop. Okay, so yeah, we got us a list with a sentence in it. Now what can we do with this list? We can see if it contains, it doesn't contain the word name, it contains the word my. That's true. Okay, so check this out. Because it contains my, well, that's not helpful. What if this said, what is your name? Sorry, I'm just modifying it directly. Why did I delete that? Your name, and it needs to be a period, right? And maybe we could duplicate this and say it equals period or question mark, right? But then they wouldn't end. I don't know. Whatever. Okay. So once they get out of the loop, we're going to say, hey, if the thing they just typed, all their sentences, contains name, we're going to say something about our name. Okay. My name is Kit Kat. I don't know. Steve is the cat. No, let's just call it Cat. Okay. My name is Cat. So this is the simplest example I could think of, and it's actually a lot harder than I thought it would be. But I'm going to hit play. What is your name? I'm Bob. Sorry, I shouldn't have put that in yet. But at least he knows I'm Bob. Bob, what would you like to talk about today? What is your... the list is too big. It's keeping everything they ever said, which would actually be kind of cool. I'm going to put a question mark. A period will work. But, okay, because the list of the things that they said contains name, N-A-M-E, then do this. Okay, and we're going to duplicate this a bunch and say different things based on what they said. Okay, So let's hook it back up. We need to clear that list every time they say something, right? We don't want to, we could make two lists, anything they ever said and the thing they said in the sentence just now. That would give us more data to look at, but it'd be confusing. So we're going to clear, delete all items of the answer list every time we start asking them a question, okay? So that'll be right there. And let's try it again. And let's get rid of the what is your name stuff. I don't want to have to do that every time, okay? And this will all go to the side for a sec. Okay, there we go. This is my basic chatbot right here without all the crap. Okay, so let's start again. What's your question? What is your name? Oh, and I didn't. Oh, and I hit period. And notice that didn't work. I typed it all as one sentence, and it doesn't contain name. That slot 1, has what is your name. I would have to say, have what is your name right here exactly. And that's what I don't want. I don't want to have to look at every word in the sentence for right now, because like it's what if they said, what is the name? Tell me your name. How are you called? What's your name? If they spelled it different, what's your, or something. That's why I want to look at each word separately. So let's go type this, what's your name? And then hit period to end it. My name is Kat. Okay, so this is kind of the engine, the gist of what we're doing. We're going to ask them to give us all the words of their sentence, and this is going to be our hints we're going to put back in a second. And now let's take care of it, okay? Now, problem is, if I say my name is Bob, my name is Bob, period. Oh, that actually still makes sense, because it had the word name in it. I was telling him my name, but he thought he'd tell it back. So one thing I could do is, if it says your and name, if it contains the word name and the word your, then we say my name is Kat, because he probably said your, but what if he said your and stuff? So let's leave it at that for now. And let's just find some other common things that we can talk about, okay? So here's how we get going. We'll duplicate this. We'll throw this away for now. What if he says, what is your favorite color? My favorite color is red. Okay, and so let's run it. What is your favorite color? Period. Don't forget to end it. My favorite color is red. He said something about color. He said the word color. And if you said the color of the sky is ugly today, well, it's still talking about color. It still kind of makes sense. So even if it's not a perfect chatbot, it doesn't know exactly what you're saying. It knows you. It's kind of like a 3-year-old. It recognized one word in the sentence you said, and it said the first thing that came to its mind. Okay, so this is actually a AI chatbot that replicates my 3-year-old daughter. Okay, let's duplicate it and go a little bit more. What else can we talk about? Movie, my favorite. And this is how people talk when they're just meeting each other. They ask about their favorite stuff or whatever. My favorite movie is Jaws. Oh no, it's a cat's favorite movie. Cat's Life. I don't think that's a movie. I'm gonna duplicate. What if it contains the word favorite? What if they just, what's your favorite blank? And you say, I have no favorite of that. Okay, now what the problem is, what if it contains all these words? Let's hit play. And okay, the name, sorry, I'm doing it right, of your favorite movie about with the color red. And now it's got all those things, so it stops it here. My cat, my favorite color is red. Oh, you had the word movie, and then you said the word favorite, okay? So instead of all ifs, we might want to consider nesting some elifs on the ones that are related, okay? And that's kind of funky. Like, it could get completely impossible to do ifs and elifs, okay? That's one possibility. I'm not going to make you do that. I like just the ifs. I do want to use some ands in there, so let's put an and. Gosh, I don't actually know what we're doing next. Like, I think that's probably good for now, okay? You're making a chat bot. Let's do one and we'll call it good, okay? We're going to plug in our what's your name and all that. Oh, gosh. Now the problem is if I don't do a bunch of ifs and else ifs and else, all that, what's going to happen if I didn't understand? I can't come to the bottom and say else right here. I can't do an if else here because it would just be about the last one. Okay. This else and this if are the only ones that go together. All these other ones still check for the if and see if it happens. Remember, we can nest a bunch of else ifs, but that gets kind of ugly on the eyes. Okay, a little hard to read. So I'm going to teach you one trick. I just deleted something. Undelete that. Throw away the bottom one. Teach you one trick. I'll make a variable called answer found. Okay. This is probably going to be a good trick. Every time we start asking them a question, which is right here, we're going to set answer found to 0. We have 0 answers found, or it's false. Okay, 0 could also mean false. We could actually spell the word false, or no, or something there. But I'm going to say answers found to 0. That means we haven't found the answer. Okay. Now we're going to ask all this stuff, and the second we find one that we like, we're going to set answer found to 1 answer. And what is that going to do? We're only going to do the next ones if it contains color and we still haven't found an answer. So in other words, if answer found equals 0. Okay, and this is kind of advanced programming. You don't have to understand it 100% right now. But long story short, this if, we're only going to say my favorite color is red, is if they said the word color and I haven't said a previous answer yet. Not username, answer found. Okay. I'm going to duplicate this and block a couple times and swap out contains color and put this in it, okay? So this is a little trick I think is kind of cool, okay? Now only one of these will run. And I could make it so more of them would run, right? I could come down here and say, well, the favorite one, yeah, that's good. Let's go down and do another if. Let's right click and duplicate, and let's get rid of the answer found and the and. Okay. Let's just, what else can we talk about? If they said, what's something to talk about? What's your favorite color? Where are you from? Where? So let's do this. They have to say where and from. Okay. So if they say where and contains from, then you can, so what would you say? I am from the planet Zarkon. Okay, so it has both these words in it. Oh, it contains where and where. That's a bad idea. Where I'm from. Now, let's tell them to all do all lowercase, please. Please enter each word separately in lowercase. And actually, we're setting a bad example, so let's type it in lowercase. Oh, they'll figure it out. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to plug this in just a sec. So everything should be in lowercase so that it fits here. And in Python, it's one command to turn everything lowercase. It's not, I'm starting to get annoyed with Scratch, and you should be too. But okay, let's be done. This one, you know, we are going to set answer found to 1 on this one if we did find an answer. And sorry, I'm going to duplicate this for the other ones. Because what are we going to do at the very bottom of all these ifs? If we never found any right answer, if we never found a good response, what are we going to say? Okay, so I'm going to say, at the end, I'm going to say if, because I can't do an else. I can't tie to all these ifs, and I don't want to have a bunch of ifs, else ifs, all stacked inside each other, which would be the other way to set this up. I am going to come down here and say if answer found, I'm going to duplicate this, sorry, if answer found still equals 0, even after all these checks, if it still equals 0, we're just going to finally give up and say, I don't understand. And you know what, let's put their name on there, so I don't understand, David, or whatever, so that we sound a little more, I don't understand username. Okay, now, I'm going to plug this back in to give them the instructions in just a sec. Let's hit play. We're asking for a sentence. What is your enter dog? And let's put a period. We're done. I don't understand. Space at the end. And then we need to try again, right? We need to ask them again. We should say, what would you like to talk about? What else would you like to talk about? So we'll do that in a sec. Let's do your name, question mark. Okay, and then we got that. And you know what? If we said what if we said, what is my name? We could say, if answer list contains my and name, then we should say, your name is username. That would be kind of cool, but the thing is, the program just stopped. Okay, I don't like programs that stop. Steve Jobs, bless his heart, rest in peace, he didn't like an off button in a computer because it signified death. And I don't like a program that ends. So I'm going to make a forever block that swallows all of this, okay? So when we're done, I don't understand, and go back up to the top and start asking another question again, okay? Now, we're going to ask for their username and say hello username once at the top, okay, outside the forever. We need to do that first. What's your name? Store it in username and say hello so-and-so. And then forever, we're going to do this. We're going to say, blank, Joe, what would you like to talk about today? Please enter each word. Clear that answer list. No answers found yet. And then we're going to jump through. We're going to keep asking for their words one at a time until they hit a period or a question mark or an exclamation or whatever. And then this part checks their answers, right? This is the guts of the program. The rest of it, this part, I'm going to separate these for the last 20 seconds of the video and say this is, let's label each part. I'm going to right click here, add a comment. Oh, it puts it over there. Oh, that's too wide. Yeah, sorry, that's not useful. I'm going to delete the comment, but this part, these three blocks get their username. The forever loop keeps asking them for questions. This part right here is the guts of what do you want to talk about, and then processing their question, right? This repeat right here, this cleans out answer found, and this cleans out the answer list so that they're all blank and zero. This part gets one word at a time, and you should ask them for one word at a time until they hit period. And then we look at their answer list, all the words they typed in, like what is your name, in different slots, and see if we find a word we recognize to say our predefined sentence. Okay, this is a hard project. I'm going to scroll down through it one last time for those that feel more comfortable just copying blocks. I'm going to scroll to the right here. I'm going to scroll down and let you see the rest of the program, and then I'll hit stop. Okay. Difficult program, but I think it's awesome. I'm going to test it once real quick. What is your name? Bob. Hello, Bob. What would you like to talk about today? Please enter each word separately in lower space. Yeah, that should probably last longer, but they're going to see it every time, and eventually they'll get tired of it. So, yeah, so let's go. Do you enter have any favorite sports? Okay. Oops. Sorry, question mark. I have no favorite of that because which word did it find that it recognized? None of these were recognized, one except for favorite, right? It recognized the word favorite. And it wasn't one of the previous favorite movie, favorite color, whatever. And now it's asking me again, Bob, what do you want to talk about? I don't understand, Bob. We're in an infinite loop. Answer equals period still, equals question mark. So it's caught in this loop. It thinks that it's done asking because my answer, once it became a question mark, it's frozen as a question mark. I can't ever ask again. So I need to, the easiest way is to just set. Oh, can I set answer to something? Let's try it. Drag it out. Set answer. Oh, I can't set answer. So that's difficult. Oh gosh, this one's hard. Can I clear answer? Nope, at the bottom we're gonna ask them again. This is bad. This would be so much easier in Python. Set answer, ask answer. Oh no, let's say hit enter to continue. That's what we're gonna do at the bottom. I don't understand. Hit enter to continue. There we go. And now answer's got something in it. Okay, and I'm gonna hit enter. And then ask about what you like to talk about today, and then what the sentences and all that. Okay, scroll down through it one more time. This is the whole program. Kind of long, kind of hairy, but if you follow through the video and built it piece by piece, it makes more sense. Let me know if you have questions, but only if you watch the video and did your fair share. See you.